Go ahead, Keri. Go ahead, Keri. Go ahead, Keri. Tell her like it is, boy. Ah.
We'll start with you, KeVaughn, being that you're the youngest, and I'm curious to know if you have an answer that of a person who I even know exists.
Right.
Who is a famous person that you have met before?
Yeah, so mine is probably going to be a little unconventional because I don't think my person is famous.
Okay.
But I believe they should be famous.
Well, famous is relative, let's say, because a lot of people from the young generation, these little people, young,
right, littles and youngs,
and the babies, like they're famous to you. I don't know who they are. Like, quite frankly, I don't even know who this football player is that had this accident recently.
Right.
I have no idea. I never heard of him. I just know that the Buffalo Bills are going to win the Super Bowl as a result of his injury. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say it.
Oh, it's not just that. That means, you know what, I'll save my Chris Rock joke
please,
for later.
Yeah, please. Don't. Very sensitive topic, Dre, to most people, just because I don't know who the gentleman is.
Oh, no. I hope he does well, but
there's no buts.
I also hope the Bills win for a good reason.
Okay, well, I'm sure that they will. Because I remember when 9/11 happened, the Yankees won. Not that they shouldn't, but I know how it goes. Anyway, KeVaughn.
Yes. So the individual that I met is a paleontologist who's very well known within that sphere, called Dr. Kenneth Lacavara.
Wow.
And I was very impressed to meet him. I've met him on 2 different occasions, and once when I was at a conference for science interested people, and another time when I worked at Liberty Science Center. And he was promoting his book, Why Dinosaurs Matter. Awesome guy, great paleontologist, and I embarrassed myself a little last time I met him, but hope I can meet him again.
How did that happen?
I just brought up
fan
some stuff
out?
that I saw off of his blog as if I knew him.
That's pretty dope. I mean, it's okay to fan out. I've done it. Believe me. And again, it's about a circle. Bobby Fischer. I bet you nobody in the room knows who Bobby Fischer is, right? Gordon, you know who Bobby Fischer is, right? Okay. If you're into chess, Bobby Fischer is the premier chess person. So he would be, if you're into chess, then you would find him. So again, it's about, who your circle. So that's pretty dope. Paul, I don't want to hear anything about you didn't know about the question or any of that other stuff.
What question?
The question is, who is a famous person you have met before?
Oh, it's my turn?
Yes, it is.
I've actually met a lot of famous people.
Just pick one.
I don't even know. I'll go with a Giant player I've met, Michael Strahan.
Okay.
So
the New York Giants.
Yeah, shout out to the Giants. I disagree with what you were saying before about the Bills winning the Super Bowl. The Giants are going to win it all this year. I got faith in the team.
I mean, I'm not saying, for political reasons, I feel like the Bills. Yeah.
No, I know what you're saying. I'm just saying G-Men all the way, baby. Let's go.
Okay. Shout out to the New York Giants. Andre Jones. I'm always afraid to ask you a question, thinking I'm going to always thinking there's a good chance that I'm going to get canned from our syndicated networks.
Listen,
a famous
if I didn't get
person
canned for some of those things I've said that's been recorded, I think we're good.
So. Yeah, well, there's always time. Who is a famous person you have met before?
I'll go with something a little more recent.
Okay.
DJ Fat Fingers.
Okay.
He is international known, played on Hot 97 and 105.
Okay.
And various different networks as a session DJ. He also worked on the Wendy Williams show.
Oh, okay. Shout out to him.
I met him a couple of times. And I've talked to him. Down to earth. Really cool. Okay. I mean, I've met other famous people, but him recently, and it sticks out the most because he's a DJ that's been in the field when, you had to actually have skills, or they told you get. Oh, yeah, no.
Okay. All right. Anybody want to take a guess at what my answer is going to be? Yeah. Anybody? KeVaughn?
The time that you met Janet Jackson?
Yes. 1997, Virgin Megastore, Times Square. I know I'm running short on time, so I'll give the story quickly. I don't know, but it was real hot for me. Me and my best friend, Dredd was his stage name. We're on our way from New York City back to Boston. The Port Authority bus terminal was where we were headed. The Port Authority bus terminal was, at the time, only a block away from the Virgin Megastore, which was in Times Square. God rest the soul of that fine establishment. I went into the Virgin Mega store because the next day Janet Jackson's Velvet Rope album was coming out, and I wanted to get some posters. See, back then record stores would would have posters in the window, but when the album was coming out, they would usually take the posters down and give them away. I went in the store specifically to ask somebody if I could get a Janet Jackson poster. The security guard told me, and I'll never forget, he said, "Nah, we were not taking them down." But as he said that, I began to walk away, and he said, "But she'll be here tomorrow." I was like, "Yeah, I hear you." And but the thing is, I thought that what he was saying is the posters will be available tomorrow. So we walked out onto the sidewalk. I said to my friend, "Wait a minute, did he just say she'll be here tomorrow?" My best friend says, "Yeah, I think so. It's too bad we're going back to Boston." I was like, yeah. So we turned around, went back in. I said, "You said she'll be here tomorrow?" "Yeah, Janet's going to be doing an in-store autograph signing session, but you have to be one of the first 200 or 250 people, online." I said, "Oh, okay."
I'm on my way.
The tickets were destroyed. The Greyhound bus tickets back to Boston were destroyed. And I went up to the Bronx to hang out with my buddy. And we came back to Times Square just in time to be somewhere in the 500s because people were lining up. Black luxury vehicle drives by the store. Somebody said, "That's Janet." Whether or not it was, I still don't know. But half the line left and chased after that truck. My best friend said, "Yeah, we're going to go." I was like, "No, we're not. Because even if she's in that truck, she ain't stopping. Stay your bleep here." Half the line left. I moved up. I got the tickets. I got to go meet Janet Jackson the next day. Sat in line for about 4 to 5 hours waiting to get my autograph with Miss Jackson. I had flowers for her. I gave her flowers. Her security said, "We can't give her flowers." She said, "Yes, I want those flowers. Give me those flowers. Are those flowers from you, young man?"
Oh,
and I said,
man.
So she says, "What's your name?" And I was like, and my best friend had to say his name is Keri. And I was like, yeah, that's my name. That's my name. I'm sounding like her brother at this point. And all I remember is we took the picture. My buddy took the picture with a disposable camera because there were no cell phones back then. All I remember is saying to her, "This is my dream," in that voice. She said, "Oh, that's so sweet." Gave me a hug. So we went back to Boston. These are the days when you had to, turn in your film to Walgreens and have them developed and all that other stuff. And so I had a friend that worked at Walgreens who, for $1, would develop everything in triplets. So I said to, I forget the Myron, "These pictures are super important. Make sure you hurry up and develop them." He said, "Nah, I got you. He called me 10 minutes later. "Your pictures are ready," but I hung up. They didn't want to hear what he said. I ran over to the Walgreens in Roxbury, and I said, "Myron, why are all these pictures black? Is there something wrong with the machine?" He said, "I don't know, bro. I think whoever took your pictures had their thumb on the lens." That person would have been my best friend, Dredd. So I called Dredd, who lived several miles away in a suburb of Boston. I said, "Yo, the pictures are here, man. You got to come see them." When he got to my mother's house in Roxbury about an hour later, as soon as I opened the door, I caved his chest in. I didn't even say hello. I just swift one right to his chest. I took the wind right out of him. And to this day, I don't regret it.
I don't blame you. Honestly.
So hopefully this May up in Mansfield, Massachusetts, I will get my second chance to meet Janet Jackson, as my mother and I are going to go to the show. We got VIP tickets, and so we'll see what happens. That's my long story. I know I'm way over. But at this point, pray for me, you guys, that I get to meet Janet Jackson. And I promise this time I'll keep the bass in my voice. This is your boy, Keri D. Singleton. Keri's Korner Radio Show. Let's get into these New Jack joints. Let's go.
Show you just what you were made of. Keri's Korner.